this Smart Alliance initiative started in 2013. Looking at where we've come so far, we're in 2022, actually,
yes.
close to 10 years now.
Absolutely.
How would you describe the journey in a few words?
Very fascinating, very challenging, very inspiring, for a simple reason that we do really feel our leaders, they want to shift the paradigm. They do want to change the paradigm to be able to be ready for the fourth industrial revolution. Because none of this could have been done in about 7, 8 years now. It's been created.
Yeah.
The speed Smart Africa has been growing is a phenomenon. The partnership we've been able to build with the private sector. As you know, private sector, first, it's a part of our manifesto. It's been really phenomenal. It's been quite interesting, and I think yet we still have a lot of work to do.
If a Muturaje, if you understand the Kinyarwanda word, a normal citizen out there, if they wanted to know Smart Africa, intangible things, what would they look up to? Especially, let's start with Kigali, for instance. What is Smart Africa in as far as Kigali is concerned?
Smart Africa, it means basically to simplify things, to do things differently, intelligently, which may include optimization of certain processes. Very simple example for a normal citizen in Kigali. If you're able to sit today in your living room on the couch and you can pay your electric meter, you can pay your water meter, you can access the e-Rembo site, for example, you pay the government services. Think back 10, 15 years ago. Were you able to do that? If the answer is no, then it means you are becoming smart.
Interesting. Now, let's talk about the journey of the 31 members of the Smart Africa Alliance, if they have not increased so far. Who is moving fast? Who is moving slow? Why?
This is actually a very interesting question, because the digital transformation, which is the digital economy, it has, among others, 5 main pillars, namely digital governance. Second is a digital business. Third is infrastructure. Fourth is innovation-based entrepreneurship. Number 5 is the digital skills. So when you look at those pillars, countries really compete against each other on a different pillar. For example, for the COVID, what happened now, the pandemic, has showed us which are the African countries were really ready in terms of government services. Rwanda, of course, come among the top because you can still have access to a lot of government services using just your mobile money and paying with just your mobile money account as well. If you look at the other country, many countries are still striving, they're still working hard to have those basic government services online. This is an example of digital government. The digital business, for example, it's the way to see how the business services, B2C, business services to customer, or B2B, business services to business, have been able to be established in a country. But you have to remember, when the government has many services which are developed for citizens and also for business, it makes it easy for the businesses to interact with the government, because the government only accepts interaction through digital.
Yeah.
So countries, you can see countries are very different. It varies from Rwanda to Kenya to South Africa to even Ghana, which is coming also on the top. And also we have a very fast-speed, fast-track country coming, which is also Benin, which is embracing a lot of digital services compared to the past 3-4 years. So countries really differ. It depends on which country, it depends on also the pillar, because we're talking about 5 different pillars. Take, for example, the innovation-based entrepreneurship. then you have a tendency to see the North African country are a lot more advanced in the Startup Act innovation system because of their proximity to Europe and so on and so forth. Then when you look at the digital skills, you will see the fintechs in Nigeria, fintechs in South Africa, and so on and so forth, including also even Kigali here, where we see a lot of capacity building happening at the young entrepreneurial level.
If you met the heads of state of the 31 member states right now, what would you ask them in one statement?
What would I ask them?
Basing on the experience of COVID-19 and how far we've gone from 2013, what would you tell them?
The COVID-19 pandemic, it certainly was a tragedy, but it is an opportunity for African country to leapfrog the rest of the continent. Because that's what we've been advocating. Digital transformation should not be a luxury. It is an essential service, just like the water, just like electricity.
Mr. Lacina Koné, Director General of the Smart Africa Secretariat, many thanks for finding time to speak to RwandaTV.
Thank you for having me.